Hey YouTube, so for those of you that are just now stumbling across my channel, my name is Tommy Martin and I'm a third-year medical student, and I'm attacking my dreams with endless love and relentless passion. And so my channel is just kind of showing you a day in the life of a medical student that's trying to do that. Alright, so before I start this video, I just want each of you to know that you are greatly loved and that you are beautifully and wonderfully created and that you are capable of more than you could ever imagine. Alright, so let's get to this video. So this video is the sequel to the relationship series in which a lot of my subscribers had asked me to do. So in the last episode, I just kind of shared with you guys how I fell in love, how God revealed himself to me and showed me how beautifully and wonderfully created I was made, and how when he looks upon me, he sees me as his masterpiece. Now let's get to the second part of the story, and this is how I met Phoebe. Alright, so just to touch on the last video, I kind of talked to you guys about what God saw me as and how that kind of helped me to fall in love with him. Well, it wasn't an immediate process and I didn't automatically yes, now I know exactly what I need to do, this is what I'm going to do. I kind of went through a phase where I didn't exactly, even though I knew how God looked at us and how he looked at women and how he looked at me, I still was hurt and went through a phase where I didn't really treat women the greatest. Well, through this process, I really got into the Word and read so many different books, and this is where God shaped me into the man I believed he wanted me to be, as he continues to shape me today, because I'm nowhere close to where I need to be. But this is where the process really began, and where God kind of showed me the way he looks at women and what God sees when he sees a woman, and how I should see that as well. You know, so beautiful and so perfectly made and so well designed, and that is just a masterpiece of God's, and that's how they should be treated. And so I started to try to approach every woman, whether I was dating them or not dating them, just as God would, and then allow God to tell me if this is a woman I should pursue or not to pursue. I didn't date anyone, I didn't go on any dates, I didn't pursue anyone. And why is because I really didn't feel the calling to pursue anyone. And I was praying every day that God would reveal to me when the right time would be to pursue whatever girl it was that he had for me. And he hadn't made it clear yet. So I decided that I wouldn't ask any girls on a date. I prayed every day that God would make it clear to me when I met the girl that I was supposed to pursue. And so the day before I met Phoebe, there was 3 girls at St. George's. And they kind of approached me and was like, "Tommy, why don't you ever go on dates? We never see you with a girl, we never see you dating anyone." I think they thought I was gay, and so they were kind of asking me, in a subtle way, "Tommy, are you gay? We never see you with anyone." But really, they were just so curious to why I was never going on dates, or they didn't hear about me dating girls. And so I just kind of shared with them, I was like, to be honest, I think I'm called to singleness. I've been praying that God would reveal to me a girl that I could pursue and that I could lead with Christ, or that God would reveal to me a girl that would help strengthen my relationship with God, but there hasn't been anyone yet. And so I really think I'm just called to singleness. I was very serious when I said that, because as I'd been praying, I was praying that God would bring me a girl that would strengthen my faith, that would bring me closer to him, because really the ultimate end of a relationship should be to glorify God. And so I wanted God to bring me a girl that would help that would help me to glorify God, that we could come together and push each other towards Christ. But there hadn't been anyone, and so I kind of just thought I was called to singleness. Well, the very next day is when I walked in. So I went to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. So the very next day at 5 in the morning, I went and worked out, and I never go into the cardio room. But I decided to go into the cardio room for some reason. I don't even know why, but I decided to go into the cardio room. And as soon as I walked in, I saw this girl sitting on an exercise bike. I couldn't see her face. I don't think I'd ever really noticed seeing her before. All I could see is the back of her head and the side of her face. And that's when I heard it, and it was as clear as day. I'll never forget this moment in my entire life. It's like one of those moments that kind of knocks you on your butt, and you're just like, wow, there's no way I could ever forget this. And that's when it happened. God said, "That's her. Tommy, that's her." Alright, so you guys are going to have to stick around and hear the rest of the story in the following episodes. I love you guys dearly, and please do not forget that you are loved, and that you are wonderfully and beautifully created, and that you are capable of more than you could ever imagine. Attack your dreams with endless love and relentless passion.